Hey, Daryl from Just Roll It Already. Welcome to day 31, my final day of this month-long challenge for one video every single day of the month. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was never going to reach the end of this. Yes, it has been a trial and tribulation. Yes, it has been a lot of work. And yeah, it's also been a very interesting experience for me. Now, I've never made a video every single day nonstop. Some days I had to make two because of life getting in the way, but for the most part, besides two hiccups, I've had to enjoy sitting down, thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and I have been looking forward to the end of this for a while. Not because it's something I can finally take a break from, it's mainly because I have a deeper appreciation for people who do daily videos for this entire thing. Wouldn't be a video if my phone didn't go off in the middle of the day. Ah, but yes, from my heart, I'd like to say thank you for those who actually kept on watching, and thank you for being patient. And every single time that I've made a video, I uploaded it. I tried to do it as candid as possible, as vloggy as possible, and keep minimum editing down to it, aside from occasional audio tweaks, because there were times that my voice would be looked like I was dubbed in a Japanese Godzilla movie into English. And so now it's been 31 days of making videos, bringing everything to the end. So, for the role playing aspect of everything, let's talk about bringing things to an end. Now, I've always hated doing this because when things end, people stop and they look at you and they say, we want to keep on going. We want to have fun. We want to keep the story going. We want to have more. I want more adventures with this guy because I have had this personal connection with my character. And you're sitting there and you're thinking about it and you say, I have a personal connection to my world. However, all the things that were done are done. And it's nice, it's fun, it's exciting. When you have something that people appreciate so much that they come down to the end of it, it's difficult to tell them this is the last session. This is the end of these characters' story. The mission was completed, the objectives were met, and everyone who was anyone has accomplished what they needed to do. To this day, I have people talking about the most successful game I've ever had in my groups, the old Darren game. And I never wanted to run it again. Not because it was a long game or there was a lot of things to it. It was because I'm afraid if I ever redid it, that no one would have the same experience as I did or my old groups, because it has been such an integral part of my personal gaming career. And when we ended it, all of us kind of had this sad feeling about it. You know it's a good game when you have an end. And so I brought everyone together and they stood atop their keep. We did our last minute shenanigans. One character divorced his dwarven wife and faked his own death to get it done and annulled. And then that was at that point we actually went to epilogues, and everyone at the table got to say their final goodbyes to their characters as they said what their missions were. My friend John said that, who played a character, Bodrick the Rad, it was his name, who was a fighter, went off back to his home country and founded a school, a martial school, for the type of weapon fighting he did, which was a great blade or something like that. Big, massive sword, so ridiculously huge that you look like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. The character who died and came back repeatedly, who was a half fiend, he went back to he kept on going back and forth from live to dead, and he came back as an imp at the end of the campaign, and His goal was to go about the mortal realm and bring chaos and death to all those who did not follow Asmodeus. My friend Kyle, who was playing a lycanthrope named Marcus, he, to this day, still loves his character, went about to revitalize the lycanthrope species by managing to bring them all back together and uniting them one more time. My wife, who was playing a gunslinger half-elf, went back home, became an ambassador, and ended up getting married to an NPC who they managed to use as a diplomatic mission to unite the two elven kingdoms, Kraska and Lyra. So everyone just went about describing these things, and when we all stopped, we all looked at the characters, we put them in a pile, and we said, this has been a great, long, uphill battle, and now that everything has been met, seen to, and finished, we don't know what we want to do. And it even came down to a discussion of, should we keep it going then and find more reasons to be silly? And I said no, mainly because the story I wanted to tell was finished, and I could not, for the life of me, dig up another one, and I left it up to the group to make their own games because I was finished. My story was done. My mission was complete. They wanted more, and I couldn't give them more because everything I had to give was right there. And when I finished it up, and I said, I can't do this any further than I already have. And they understood that, and I'm very grateful for that. But then when all was done, they were trying to elect a new game leader, and they chose me again. So yes, the vicious cycle never ends. And to this day, fun note, people still, in my groups, want to revisit my personal world that we known as the Aldarian world, because even though it's a city-state and this little tiny thing the size of like Rhode Island, everyone to this day wants to be in that section of the story. Every single day. They want to be in that world because they know my group knows it. And it's always funny because they say, oh, we're going to do Pathfinder? Okay, automatically Aldarian campaign. You can't change it, Daryl. Yeah, I can, but you guys won't let me. But yeah, blessing and a curse. Everyone still loves it to this day. But like the end of the 31-day challenge, the videos are over, just as my campaign was over. What does that mean for the rest of this year? We're going to have to find out. I have a couple things in the pipes that I want to do. I would like to do something that requires more editing and a lot more work, which means we'll take more time and a lot more effort in some regards, so that way I'm not just sitting down recording and then keep on going. I'd like to do some edit cuts. I like to do a little splicing of videos, and I might do a couple gameplays, like, you know, I do have Pathfinder Kingmaker, and if you guys would be interested in seeing a Let's Play of that, sure, we can do that. But yeah, that's all I got. This is the last of it. And this has been a very interesting endeavor, and I started getting tired at some point about all of this. But I managed to pull through. And I'm glad I stuck with it, because a couple times I wanted to quit. Anyways, I'm Daryl from Just Roll Already. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you're so kind. And if there's anything that you think would be interesting for me to do in the future, put them down in the comment section. I'm no stranger to talking to people. I'll see you guys later.